Hi everyone, how are you doing? I hope you are all doing amazing. Welcome to Facts and Two Cents. This is Petal. As you know, this is a channel that supports the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Meghan, Harry, Archie, Baby Lili, Mama Doria, Pula Guy, the chickens, and everyone is in the UK except, I don't know if Mama Doria is there, but I'm thinking Mama Doria, Pula Guy, the chickens are home, and the Invictus community, most likely not there. Maybe the soldiers are there, but welcome. As you know, we're the channel that support, that we bias, petty, and all of that stuff, but we only support the Sussexes. So, anyway, guys, welcome. Again, I hope you all are having a fantastic day. Actually, let me pull down some of this music because I don't even know how loud it's playing because it's playing very low on my end. So I'm not even sure how loud it's sounding to you. So let's pull it down a bit here, and I'll head into the chat and see who is hanging out in the chat. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I am still having internet issues, so I'm actually very, very surprised that for the last 3 days that this thing has actually worked because my bars are very low. And so it's been amazing to know that this is actually working. So if I'm hoping you guys today are hearing me, if you could give me a thumbs up and let me know that you're hearing me well, because I am very insecure with this connection. And it's just been like, I'll just throw it out there and hope to God that it works. So I'm gonna get thumbs up. Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Lydia, Church, Nelly, our amazing moderators in the chat, and really helping us with the chat. Thank you, Emma Day. You can hear me fantastic. Again, it's been a miracle. My supposed 5G hotspot is it feels like it's 1G at the moment. So that it has lasted for the last 3 days is amazing to me that I've been able to do this. So eventually Spectrum will come and take care of our internet, and we're all going crazy because it's hard to not having the internet to do the things you need to do on your laptop. So enough of that complaining. Let's see who's in the chat. Kate Costello, Dawn, Veronica, Sylvia, let's see, 1998 champions. Oh, welcome. 1998 champions. Susie Q, Ursula, Adrian, JC, Thierry, Divana, Patricia, Nelly, Jay Patterson, Emma Day, Kenneth, Lucy, Cookies and Cream, Rochelle, Angela, Queen, let's see, Queen Asia, Beautiful Earth. Oh my, I like that. Wow. Queen Asia. I love it. Patty, let's see, Classy LaCroix, Miss P Talk, Deanna, Bonnie, Patricia, let's see, Sylvia, let's see, Dolores, Ethne, Veronica, Angela. Wow, we have a lot of our friends. Rosa, Dari, Carol. Oh, wow. Thank you guys. Elaine. Hi, Elaine. Kay Costello, Annie Zenobia, McCoy Lady, Kat Harlan. Let's see what else. If I mind missing any, Lucy Wynn. Hi, Lucy. Hi, guys. Welcome and welcome. And right now, 241 of our closest friends are hanging out with us. So, as you all know, our faves are in the UK, and I'm sure, it's so funny. I think Baron is doing his things earlier now because I was on there trying to get my internet to work, and I saw Baron's thing pop up. I'm like, Baron is on, and so it was earlier, so I know Baron went earlier, so I'm not going to be panicking today. So like, oh yeah, I'm up today, so I'll be catching Baron on the replay because I didn't get a chance to be able to be a part of the live. So I'm sure Baron went over it, and you guys know that our faves is over there, and because I can't pull up photos in here, if you just in case you didn't get a chance to hang out with Baron on his live, I posted in our community page the photos of our faves there playing with the oh Lord, what's her name? Princess Anne's daughter, who I always mean to look up her name. And I think it's like, I don't think it's Emma. That's not, doesn't sound right. Or Ava, something like that. Her name is. And I can never remember it. And her husband is Mike, that Polo, no, the rugby guy. And so I can never remember her name, and I don't know why I have a blank spot when it comes to her name. But our faves were playing with their kids, and that you know that they were all together in this I guess military officers office, and they were looking at the troop in the color, the parade, and all of the stuff that they were doing. I mean, I didn't watch any of it, but I saw the pictures of our faves. That's the only thing I cared about. And they were watching it, and the press release that went out that I posted on our community page also last night, that the Cambridges, the Wessexes, the I guess Princess Anne and other people from the family were going to be in that audience watching the parade. And so and whatever else they do in the trooping of colors. And so I just thought it was kind of cute. It was very surprising. I mean, I didn't know. I mean, not surprising that they would go to the trooping the color, trooping the colors, or trooping the color, whatever it's called. Anyway, so I'm not surprised they would go. I was thinking because of the horses, maybe they would take Archie, but then someone on Twitter reminded us of the time difference. I mean, it's an 8-hour difference. Poor Archie and Lili are probably zoned out on California time. That's like really early morning California time. So I'm sure, they're like jet lagged, they're crazy. So obviously they weren't there. And if they were there, they obviously, those long lens long lens cameras. I'm telling you that those things could pick up. I feel like you could be a mile away and still be able to pick up things with those long lenses. It's unreal. Those, I call them paparazzi lenses, because the only time you need that stuff really is if you're doing like landscape photography and you're, photographing mountains miles away, or you're snooping on someone. And since a lot of them are not out there, going photographing mountains, usually when they have those long lenses, they're snooping, they're pops. So I call them paparazzi lenses. So, oh wow, Susie Q, thank you so much. Susie says, hey Squatty, I'm having a gigantic day because I saw our faves today. Yes. Yes, Susie Q, I totally relate to that. Thank you so much for supporting us, and thank you so much for your donation. Really appreciate it. But yeah, it's like, so we're gonna be doing the same thing as we were doing the last 3 days. I'm just, we're all gonna share in the chat, and and let me know your thoughts about what's going on, because again, I can't pull in any pictures because I'm on my pad, and this platform doesn't allow you to, if you're not on your laptop or your desktop or whatever you're using, it doesn't allow you to pull in photos or clippings or anything like that. So that's why I posted everything in the community page. So if you haven't seen our community page, jump over there, you'll see the pictures. And if you may have, if you were on Baron's chat. So we'll just go and see what everybody's thinking, what you guys are thinking about the photos, how did it make you feel? I know there's some reports like now that they were shushing the kids. I doubt that, even if they were, their kids are rambunctious at that age anyway. And a lot, sometimes they're doing the national anthem or something like that. So we don't know the cause. But it more looked to me like, as someone who worked with kids, I worked with kids from 0 to 6 years old, it more looked to me like they were doing, when you do with kids, like you touch your nose and you touch your eyes so that they'll learn their parts of their faces, because there were shots when Meghan is touching her nose and the little baby right next to her was touching her nose, and the little kid behind her was touching her nose. And so it might have been something like that to distract them, or just play with them. And it seemed to be good fun, that they were all having fun. But you know how the British press is, they always like to turn things into a negative. So I've already seen a headline about referring to Meghan as Duchess, well, something like Sussex or something like that. And you know how that turns it, black women shutting up white kids, basically, how that could really turn into a negative. So I think it was just a game. I mean, the kids all love it. They were all laughing, and the older one looked like she was air kissing Meghan, and I mean, so, and then Harry was there doing the same thing with them. So I just, again, I mean, so let me know your thoughts, what you guys are thinking. Church Nelly, you cannot have nacho. I'm going to tell Delphine on you. Delphine on you. Church Nelly cannot get away. She cannot get nacho out of her mind. We could do like a cloning or something. I wonder if Nacho has a brother. I know. I read that he has a sister, so that might not work for you, Church Nelly. But we're gonna have to find, obviously the only other brother we know is Harry. So, and he's taken. But you want a Nacho, so we have to clone Nacho in some way, or find someone who looks exactly like Church Nelly, or just pour some ice water on you to cool you down, Church Nelly. But she won her Nacho man, so there you go. All of us have got to go to work to find Nelly, Church Nelly, her nacho. So, oh, I love your humor, Church Nelly. I absolutely love it. Let's see. Hi, Miss B Dogs. Good evening, everyone. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday to you as well. Adrian says, hello everyone, got my popcorn and Pepsi. Oh, Pepsi, I'm ready. Hi, Paddle. Hi. Well, there you go. Adrian has her popcorn. You're like me, Adrian. I am addicted to popcorn. I make it almost, I don't know, at least 3-4 times a week. I make popcorn. It's one of my pleasures in life to sit down and have popcorn. Let's see who else is chatting. So yeah, let me know, guys, anything, let me know what you're thinking about the about what you've seen today. I mean, I don't know if you guys, I don't know how many of you are on Twitter, and also I don't know if someone had mentioned that there were American, I don't know which one of the channels were broadcasting it. So at least that was a couple of days they mentioned it. I don't know if that actually happened, because again, I don't watch television, so I don't know. So you can let me know if US television stations, maybe NBC or one of those, were carrying it live. And yeah, so I actually don't know. So Kay says, Queen Daria, Petal, we can hear you. Oh, thanks. I'll be listening in the background. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you. I guess I'm way up. Thank you, Kay. Oh, Don, thank you so much for your super sticker. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. Very much so. Thank you. Angela. Hi, Angela. She says, we're glad you're able to have your podcast. Oh, thank you, Angela. I am really glad as well. I've been very, very concerned again with our crazy internet service. I'm like, boy, and one of the big problems that I've had with this is because I'm one of those high risk people. So I still have to wear my mask. I still have wear my mask and gloves. If I'm around a lot of people, I have a face shield and all of that stuff because of my sinuses and all that stuff. I have to be very careful with COVID. So on a normal day, I would have been able to take this anywhere, my computer anywhere, and sit down and have the podcast in a quiet space. But I'm very limited because of that, because I have to have my mask on, and it's kind of hard to do the podcast with my mask on with a bunch of people around. So I've had to stay home and rely on my hotspot, which has taken me through the last 3 days. Prayerfully, Spectrum shows up and takes care of our internet, and we don't have this problem. So I am really happy to be able to do this as well. So because this would have been a mess if I wouldn't be able to do it. Yeah. Vivian, hi Vivian, how are you? Vivian says, how are you, Petal? I'm good. She says, I am happy day. I think this is a squatty happy day. I think this is I think this is our overall feeling whenever we see our faves. And she says, I saw Meghan's outfit. Her hat was amazing. You saw her outfit? I only saw like the top of it when she was playing with the kids. And then her hat, I was like, oh my goodness, that is some awesome hat. Someone posted a picture on Twitter about Black women, wearing their hats. And I was like, wow, it never dawned on me because I'm not really a hat person per se, other than in the winter when it's cold and I have to, because I have short hair, so I have to wear, a winter hat. But apart from that, I never wear hats. So I've never really paid attention to hats. And so she posted all these different hats from different people, like back in the day and stuff about Black women and their hats. And I was like, especially going to church and all that, especially like, I guess in the South or whatever, apart from say Easter egg hunt when everybody have those fancy hats. But I think it's fantastic. I love her hat, even though I'm not into hats, I love her hat. But I didn't see her. And so when I'm done, I'm going to go back and Twitter because I guess I missed a few pictures. I only got when she was with the kids and she was kind of bending down with them to be on their level. So I only saw the top of, it looked like a blue outfit. I mean, I guess a blue outfit. So yeah. But yes, I agree, Vivian. She looked amazing. And her boy Harry is there. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Church Nelly, what you saying about? No, I just lost that. Hello to each and every Petalette, Nachoette, and Scotty in the live chat. Oh, Church Nelly, you just make me laugh. You make my day with these jokes. You're awesome. Oh, I love it. Petalette. Petalette. It just bothered me that you included me in here. Thank you, Church Nelly. I've never thought of a Petalette before, but hey, Hi guys. Hi you guys that just joined us. Karen. I think we got Rosa from earlier. Sister this year. Legs. Ngazi. Hello. Hi everyone, Squatties. Petal Lilibet will save the monarchy if she takes a picture with the Queen, according to the UK the UK article. I don't know who was mentioning it yesterday. I think maybe it was probably was on this live, or did I see it on Twitter? I don't know. I go back and forth between the two of them so much, or maybe it was in the comments I was reading. Somewhere someone mentioned that that's what they expect to happen, that she would take the Queen would take a picture of her, just kind of like what she did with Archie when Archie was born. And so someone was saying that, and so would I be surprised? No, I wouldn't be surprised if she if she took a picture with the Queen, it'll just go right along with that. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised at all. I mean, I don't know that they would release it now, during the Jubilee, or if they, if they do it, if they'd wait until after, who knows? But would that surprise me? No. What would surprise me is if Meghan and Harry allow their kids to be seen by the British press. That would, I wouldn't be shocked, but I would be a little bit surprised because, we know their thing about protecting their kids' identity and privacy and all of that stuff. So that would be a little, it wouldn't be shocking, but it would be a little bit like, oh, okay, they changed their, but again, it's their parents. They're the parents, so they know what's best for their kids. But yeah, that would be a little, I would say it's a little surprising, I think. Yeah. Let's see. Jay Patterson says, watching the Trooping Color replay. So where is it playing, Jay? Are you watching it on the internet? Or are you watching on television? If it's the US, maybe let us know if other people want to watch it. I don't know if anyone else is into parade stuff. It's not my thing. That I posted pictures today about the Cambridge kids. And I love kids. Kids they have no filters. They are there, they're fully dressed, and they're supposed to behave one way, and they're supposed to be, waving and be happy, and there's a flyby going on the balcony and stuff, and you expect the kids to be in awe, and then you see baby Louis, and baby Louis is not having any of it. So if you see, if you see in our community page, I posted I think about 4 or 5 pictures of there. Most of it is baby Louis' reactions to the flyby, and then their reactions. They were just in that office place looking at the troop in the color and all of that stuff. They had all very expressive kids, boredom, upset, just irritated at the noise. I mean, it was all the expressions were all over the place, and I think that's what I love about kids is they have no filters. You want them to do one thing, and they are just they're all up in their feelings. And so one of the things I wrote on that under that post is because we know what the royal family is, and how they raise kids and train kids, especially say for the ones that would be when if and when if the monarchy isn't abolished by that time. Hopefully it is, but if there's still a monarchy and George takes over, Louis and Charlotte are going to be the spares, and we know what happened to the spares in that family. And so when I saw Louis, it's like my heart broke, because I was like, oh my gosh, I hope. Frankly, I hope all 3 of them, when they get of age, they're like, oh no, I'm bailing. I don't want any part of this, because we know what the monarchy is. And I just was like, oh, these poor kids. I'm glad Harry and Meghan did what they did. It sort of gave them a blueprint and out that they know they can leave. But I would hate for them, because they kind of they take away and tamp down your emotions so much by the time you get to say William and Kate. It's almost like they can never really express their emotions, but you could see it. It's like it's simmering on the surface. It's like you look at Kate's face today, and it's just like it's like this plastic smile that she has there, but underneath you could tell that she's not happy. You could tell. And I'm like, I would hate for that to happen to these kids. I mean, again, for me, no matter what I think of their parents, these are innocent kids. And I just, honestly, that's the same kind of freedom, the same kind of opportunities I would want for Archie is the same one I would want for them. Because these are little kids, and I feel like they deserve to have freedom. They deserve to have an opportunity where they're in an environment where they know real life, and not in that ridiculous bubble and snake pit that's the monarchy. So I would want the same thing for them, because for me, that they're kids, and they're whatever the monarchy is now, they have nothing to do with that. They're innocent kids. And I just, I mean, I'm not, this is not an attack on their parents at all. I work with kids. I know, their emotions are all over the place. Like every 2 minutes, it's like from happy to sad to mad to, I mean, it's just all over. So this is no knock on them. It's just I know from watching, and as we've watched what happened to Harry and happened to Meghan and what they did to them, I would hate for them to pass down the same thing to these kids. So I just my prayer for them is that when they get of age and they see what the monarchy is, they'll be like, peace out. I'm out. I want a real life. I want to, live my life and how I want to live my life. So that's my wish for them. Of course, that's only my own 2 cents. They'll probably be thinking, oh, this is a great life. I want to be here. Who knows? But, I just want them to be happy. I mean, when it comes to kids, I'm like, I just want them the best for them, as what most people would want the best for them. So, no matter what we think of the mess their parents are at this moment. Lydia, hi Lydia, awesome moderator. Oh, she's talking to Andy. I'm always jumping into conversations. More ice, please. Church Nelly is still too hot. I agree with that. We need to dump some ice on Church Nelly. She is really hot for nacho right now. So we need to dump some ice. All the Sussex ice to be sending Church Nelly's way to cool her down. Fire 22 Lobby, she says, just saw a video posted by Alicia where people on the side of the road were applauding and showing love to Meghan and Harry while their car was driving by slowly. tabloids wrong of the booing. I just saw that as well. I saw that as well. And my internet kept going in and out. I had to like, oh, I want to see it. But yes, I saw it. They were driving by this neighborhood, I guess, their entourage, and I guess they rolled down the window a little, and so people recognized them, and people were screaming for them. It's like, yes, some people were, and so it was. I was like, oh, I'm glad they did that. Of course, the president would be like, "There's attention-seeking Americans." Who cares? It just shows people are not here to be booing Harry and Meghan. They love Harry and Meghan. It's just the press and their nonsense. So yeah. Desmaps says, in my opinion, it's too late for George. He's already being coached by the Cambridges and the Windsors in the Windsor way. Yeah, I think they started when he was 7. And that for me, it was it broke my heart when I realized that. Because, actually his father had said that when he was 7 years, they basically explained to him who he was and what he was going to be growing up to. And I guess what it means that he is going to be king one day. So he does know. And if, to be honest, I have never seen any engagement, whatever, other than the little emotions that he's shown when he, at football games. I have never seen any joy in this little boy's face at whether it's church, whether it's, going to whatever they're doing, including today. It's just like, it looks like he has been over this stuff from day one. He's just not into it. And I just like, my heart breaks for him because I would never want to put that kind of a burden on that child. I was like, this is one of the reasons I want this monarchy to just be abolished. Because to put this on a 7-year-old child, I mean, he should know nothing about this until he's, way late teens or 20s, I don't know, preferably, when he's able to make a choice as to, okay, do I even want to know anything about this? Because to put this, I mean, he always looks so burdened. I mean, the other two are, obviously, Louis is a little baby, or, he's, 3 or 4, whatever he is now. So in my mind, he's still baby. He doesn't even get this for, another couple of years. But him and Charlotte, it's kind of like they've become little grown-ups before it's time. And, when you grew up in the Caribbean, at least when I was growing up, one of the things for, whatever, is like, I will always be grateful for is that I had my childhood. I was able to be a child. I was able to run around with playing with sticks. I was able to eat dirt, much to my grandmother's chagrin, because I love to eat dirt. And she would always be like, you can't eat the dirt. Because I don't know why I loved eating it. And, I would be running bare feet, playing sports, all of that with all the kids in the community. So I was able to grow up as, and really allowed to have my innocence. And that's the thing that I just like, when I heard that, I'm like, I can't believe they took away this kid's innocence and childhood at 7, and yes, they, like he plays sports and all of those things, but that's a burden to put in a child. And so I'm just like, ugh. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all can tell me. Maybe you have different points of view on that. So if you can let me know what you're thinking about this in the chat, I would love to know, because I know what I think, but other people, could think differently. And so, yeah, I would love to know your opinion about that as well. Hello, Ify or Iffy. You can tell me how you say it, but hello. She says, the balcony looks so boring. Kate is so boring. Oh dear, the fake royal commentators was breaking their necks to capture Meghan and Harry. The balcony, yes. It's so funny. Just before I came on, I actually posted in the community page the balcony, just in case you didn't get a chance to take a look at it. And for the better part of 2 years, we've been hearing about this balcony that the Sussexes are not going to be on, and then they are banned from this balcony. And then you see the balcony, and then it dawns on you over again. I mean, you've seen it before in the past, and then it really registers and everything that it's just an old boring building that looked like a courthouse, with the worst gray color, and then a red and yellow gold banner there. and then a bunch of boring people. That's all it is. And yes, and I heard that people were cheering for the Queen. Of course, it's a Jubilee. I'm sure there are royalists there and people who are just happy that she's gotten to her 70th year. And I think this is also, they're celebrating her birthday as well. So I mean, you're not gonna say if someone were inclined to boo or something, you're gonna hold off. You're not gonna do that on somebody that they're celebrating their birthday and all of that stuff. So that was, for her, it's a good thing. I'm sure it made her feel very special, and if you're celebrating your birthday, you want to feel special, and that's fine, but again, you look at the balcony and it's like, this is just a boring old building, that's still under renovation, I think, at the price of 375 million pounds that nobody in England seemed to care about. But that $2.4 million for Frogmore. But anyways, yeah, it's just a boring old building. And it's so funny, there's a video of them coming out onto the balcony, and I literally had to tweet, like, this is the most boring group of people ever, and so it's like, yeah, they have their white balcony. It's just very boring. There's nothing to it. And that is supposed to be the big thing that Harry and Meghan are banned from. And as one of our wonderful squaddies on Twitter noted, she's like, you know what? The balcony is wherever the Sussexes are. Wherever they are, that's where the balcony is. So whatever this thing was, I'm sure the royals and royalists treasure that moment. But people who are paying attention and people who are really interested in substance and all of that stuff, it's just a boring old building and a group of, boring looking people that's, mildly interested in a flyover that they've seen how many years now. It's like every year there's like they do that balcony thing and a flyover thing, it's just, yeah, I mean, even the kids look bored, because this is probably what, a couple of them probably 3 or 4 times are seeing it, ever since they were a baby. Even again, Louis was bored, and then he's very irritated by it. And those pictures I posted in the community page is him holding his ear, and like you could hear him screaming because those jets buzzing, the palace is very it's loud. It's extremely loud. I mean, a couple of days ago, I was going to the park, and it was like 4 of them. Actually, Memorial Day. There was like 4 of them flying kind of low, buzzed over us, and I was trying to get a picture, and they went by so fast. I was just like, I couldn't even turn my phone on to get a picture. But they're very, very loud, and so I can understand poor Louis. Just like, oh, will this thing end? And will this thing end? So yeah, it's just, yeah, long and boring. Yep. Thank you, B10 Pal. Thank you for your super sticker. Thank you. Let's see. Betty. Pedal, just joining you. How I missed much? Have I missed much? No, you haven't. We're just talking about, seeing our faves on the balcony. No, you can join in the chat, Betty. Let's see. Bisani, hi Bisani. Bisani says, I am nervous about tomorrow at St. Paul's. The tabloids might pay people to boo. If they want to pay people to boo on the Queen's thing, then I'm sure they probably will, because they're that stupid and that petty. One of the things that, if you've been on Twitter at all, and again, that's mostly where I am, and the other platforms I basically use that for my other stuff. So whenever anything like this is on Twitter, and one of the things that was just, it's like been a chorus of calls from people who hate Meghan, who are Meghan trolls on Twitter. You'll see them. If you just type in Meghan and Harry, you'll see them pop up. They have all been, the last couple of days, been screaming at the tabloids, especially, to stop talking about Meghan and focus on the Queen. But they can't. They are just like overboard. I mean, to the point where when there was a photo, I think it was the Daily Mail, whoever screenshotted it they didn't put what paper it was, but the writing of it and the photograph and some of the images there, it looked like what Daily Mail does. And so, I mean, it could be another one, but for me, it looked like a Daily Mail thing. But it was there was a photo of, I think it was Charlotte and then Kate, and the headline was something like, "Where is Auntie Meghan?" You know, and so it's one of those things where they are so obsessed with them to make money off of them, but they will also do stuff like this to basically put them down so they can write more articles about the news that they just created. As Harry said, they create the news, write about it as fact. Which is, so would I be surprised if they pay people to do? Absolutely not. That would be the least surprising thing, you know. So would I be surprised if people booing are actually reporters too? Nope, I would not be surprised at all. Then don't be surprised, you know. But I mean, if you want to be that petty and stupid, you know, while you're supposedly celebrating your queen, then there really is nothing anyone can do about it. And again, that is just the mentality of these people. That's yeah, they don't get out much, it seems. It's just their mentality. So, you know, just prepare for it if it happens. Just know that they may do it, you know. So, hey, but you know, as we were saying earlier, people's organic reaction to, just like when the car was going by today and people then they saw Meghan and Harry, their instinct and their first instinct was to cheer and scream for them. That is the majority of people's natural instinct towards Harry and Meghan is to cheer and embrace them. But there is a very loud minority who supposedly hate them but follow them like stalkers. Everything they do, they don't sit there and promote the others in the royal family. They literally just stay there and hate Meghan and Harry. So it's weird. Really, really weird. John, hi Johnny. Well, John says, "Oh, Louis crying with the noise of the planes and covering his ears. My grandchildren have ears covered for loud noise for protection. Why didn't they do this? Why didn't this child have them?" You know, that's a good point. The other thing is, this is his first time. I know he did it when he was even much smaller. He was a baby, and it didn't seem to bother him then. It was like, I remember I saw pictures of him waving to the crowd, and you know, when after the planes passed, whatever. But he didn't have. At least I don't remember him having. Maybe I need to go back and look at the picture again. But yeah, it wasn't something that was on my mind. But I don't remember him having anything over his ears, and it seemed fine. And I don't recall seeing pictures of George and Charlotte on the balcony and having anything over their ears, or any of the other kids. So I don't know. It could be, you know, children have their moods. Again, sometimes you look at them and you're like, are you possessed by the devil? Because in the last like 1 minute, you've had about 10 different emotions. You know, you see kids, especially at that age, they go through a range of emotions so fast, you know. So, but he was definitely not, you know, he was just irritated. And so it's just like, and screaming, and he's like, yeah, whatever it is, maybe he has developed a sensitivity to the noise. That could be it as well. So hopefully the parents look at that, and maybe next time, if they bring them out there, which I'm sure they will, maybe they'll, you know, do something different, make sure his ears are covered. So yeah. Let's see. Lisa Glaze says, "Hello. They are already setting them apart. George on a suit, while Charlotte's dress looks like Walmart. Nothing wrong with Walmart." Well, you know, compared to a suit, I mean, maybe they have suits at Walmart. I don't know. Do we even have a Walmart in New York? I don't even know if we have a Walmart here. At least not in the city. At least I haven't seen one in the city. Not that I look for Walmarts, but yeah, they have been setting them apart. Like George would be able to go to, you know, different things, and that Charlotte and Louis have. I can't see. That is the thing they did with William and Harry, where, you know, William would be invited to dinner and Harry wouldn't be, and Princess Diana felt the need to really love up on Harry to make up for the fact that they were separating them. And that is the kind of thing that damages relationship. They did the same thing to Charles and his sibling, and you see where that is. You know, they did the same thing to Harry and William, and you see where their relationship is. And the thing about the royal family is they do not learn. They don't learn. It's like, what are you not seeing? Have you not seen how this now is destroyed? This is what going to be 3 generations, you know, with this generation, it's going to be 3 of them. you know, and probably more, because there was also, you know, Elizabeth and her sister, Queen Elizabeth and her sister. It's the same pattern. They do the same nonsense and they destroy the family, and they will not change it. And so it's like, what is wrong with you people? Oh yeah. And that's why I said earlier, it's like, I really hope that, you know, especially because, you know, they've already started indoctrinating George, especially Louis and Charlotte. I hope they bail out of there. It's like, you want assistance? Go, you know, hire some. We're not going to be part of this. You know, I just hope they're able to just get out and have their own life. And as we, you know, we talked about yesterday, and I think the day before, it was great to see Eugenie has finally moved. She's now, you know, well, she's back now for the Jubilee, but she and her husband have moved to Portugal. So very happy for Eugenie. Whatever you think of Eugenie, I always, you know, I favor her because, you know, of her relationship with Harry and Meghan. And so you know, I'm happy to see that she has moved out and is now, you know, on her own, living her own life. Good for her, because there's no reason to stay there. So yeah. Let's see. Mercedes, Lydia says, Mercedes, we've seen them act ugly at church, but I hope that doesn't happen again. It would be really stupid to do that again. They would be really, really, really stupid to do that again. One of the things that I saw today, and maybe it's just the pictures, and you know, I'm sure she had other moments. I mean, I did see a moment where she was on the balcony and laughing or smiling at the planes going by. I guess she was looking up, so I'm assuming that's what the jets going by. But she didn't look very happy in most of it. She didn't look very happy in the photos that I saw, you know, when they were looking out the window at you know, when they were looking at the guards and stuff, or the parade or whatever they're doing at the bottom there. She didn't look very happy. And you could see the separation with her and William on the balcony. There's a lot of unhappiness there, you know, and so it would be really, you know, it would be really silly of them to not to do that, you know, that, you know, at least come close to being that again, because I mean, I'm sure they are aware that the world saw what they did, you know, and you know, enough people have written, including royal reporters. I know even Scobie wrote about it, about, you know, how awful it looked, their behavior. So I think it would be really, you know, it would be kind of stupid, in spite of how they're feeling and in spite of whether they're happy or not. You know, this is one of those moments. It's like, look, it's time to put on your acting skills. It's like, you know, I'm not about people faking things and, you know, be your real self. But there are moments where it's like, look, you got to put aside your feelings. You got to put aside all of those things. If nothing else, to be like, look, you know, their kids might be there as well. For their sake, you want to put on, you know, as best as you can, at least try to be pleasant. If that's all you can muster, try to be pleasant, and don't do what you did the last time. So yeah, I hope that they're wise enough, in spite of what's going on, to at least try. So, because that time they were not even trying. So so yeah, let's see. Miss Speed says, Kettle, they were not on the balcony. They were at a window. I saw pictures of them where they were both. They were both at the window when they were watching the guards at the office overlooking where they were doing the trooping thing, with the horses and all that stuff. They were there, and then they went over to the Buckingham Palace, where they were all out on the balcony. And so when they were out on the balcony, that's when they had the flyover. And so that's where you have all those pictures of Prince Louis and all his many faces. So they were both. Sheil, hi Sheil. Sheil says, no air protection for the kids. Yikes. Again, I don't, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe they have small ones in their ears that, you know, like when I used to work in catering and we used to do really huge parties that were incredibly loud, and the music is incredibly loud, especially if it's a wedding or something. We used to have those earplug things, and that we could stick in our ear to sort of, you know, so that we can, you know, not have our eardrums burst or something. And so maybe they could have had that, but other than that, I don't know that I've ever seen them at with ear protection. Again, if you guys have seen it, let me know. I just have never noticed it. Maybe I just didn't pay attention. That could be the case too. um, Hi, Betty. Betty says, children know love and kindness when they see it. Considering Meghan having been around for 2 years, that little one looks so interesting in our Duchess. Yeah, it's just, I'm telling you, there are a lot of people you can fool, kids you can't. They have no filters. So if they don't like you, you're going to know it. And if they do, you're going to know it. They just can't help themselves. They will throw themselves at you. Whatever is going on around them, they will just literally come on you. I mean, I talk about this, I don't know if I've talked about this here, but when I used to teach, that's one of the things, they would come, snot and everything and all, and just drop on you and just love you with all their everything, germs and everything, and so they know when they're loved, and they will gravitate to love. And so when I saw the pictures and how, the kids and the older one, I don't know what her name is, she's Meghan, were laughing, and Meghan was putting her hands on her nose, and the little one was doing the same, and the little one in the back of her was doing the same as well. And so it's just, kids know when you're there for them, and they know when people are making time for them, that they will gravitate to that. They know when you have decided that they are, and you put them first and you focus on them, they gravitate to that sort of thing. So that's what Harry and Meghan are very hands-on parents. And if you've looked at any Meghan's past, like Instagram and all of that stuff, I mean, I didn't know Meghan when she had it, so I only knew it when she had, but a lot of squaddies have a lot of screenshots of Meghan's past Instagrams. And one of the things that's there was Meghan with a lot of her friends' kids. She used to babysit her friends' kids a lot, like Jessica's kids, and I think her friend Benita's kids, who were also in her wedding, and some other friends' kids. And that's one of the things they all enjoyed Auntie Meghan. So she's like a natural with kids. So I wasn't surprised to see. It's wonderful to see. And I didn't know that she had, like, I think Harry is one of theirs, or a couple of their godfathers as well. So I'm sure through that they've kept in touch and they know her. So it's wonderful to see. They do gravitate to love, definitely. Let's see, go scrolling down. Let's see. Anne Washington. Hello, Anne. How are you? Anne says she wasn't happy because Meghan and Harry were there. They know the press don't care about them, or, to be honest, that flashed through my mind. Of course, I mean, we don't have the evidence as to why she didn't look happy in the picture. She could just be that the camera caught her at that moment. Again, sometimes we look at stills and it looks like a lasting moment. It looks like something that, she was sad forever or angry forever. But, as a photographer, when you take a photo, it's just like literally you capturing 1 second of time, or 1 millisecond or whatever of time. And then that changes the moment, but when you see the picture, it looks like, like she was upset forever. So, which sometimes is just not the case. Maybe it could be, but maybe it's not the case. So, it's just, who knows? But to be honest, that actually did cross my mind. I was like, she's just upset because Harry and Meghan are there. That could be it too. Don't know what her relationship is with them at this moment. So who knows? That could be. Josie says Eugenie is moving back. She is. They're supposedly eyeing a certain house that now Wills and Kate's are also vying for. I know they let Eugenie they let Eugenie move there and not pull rank. I know they let Eugenie move there and not pull rank. Huh. Maybe Eugenie needs, like, like the others, they need a UK home. Maybe that's what that is. I mean, it's been said, like, for the last, I don't know, almost a year that the Cambridges are looking for a house in Windsor, and they've been looking at different properties that's in Windsor Park, and oh my, the rich, they have all these properties there. And you're like, are you serious? But yes, they do. And so again, we go back to Frogmore, that $2.5 million, where everybody was on Harry and Meghan's case and crucified them until they paid that stuff back. When William and Kate have Kensington Palace that that cost the taxpayers $4.5 million to renovate. They have Amna Hall that was given to them by the Queen. They have another property that out there that I think is it on where is that place they go for Christmas, wherever that place is, that Prince Philip had his house where he would be with a special lady. Whatever that place is they go for Christmas. They have a property out there as well, and now they want another house at Windsor, and it's just like, and nobody says anything, And so poor Eugenie, is just like, can I just have one property, please? Everybody else seems to have a grace and favor house. Even the Queen's, Angela Kelly apparently had one of those homes, and apparently now she's moved into Windsor Castle next door to the Queen, and but it's like, even the Queen, the Queen is living at Windsor in a 770 room castle. No, actually, Windsor is the 1,000-room castle, and Buckingham Palace is the 770 room palace. And it's just like, why do you need seven? I'm sure a lot of the staff also live there, very, very poor and live there. But that's 770 rooms. A whole bunch of your family members could be living at Windsor. You don't need all that property. You could give that property to people who actually need it. But yes, William and Kate are looking for another property. And apparently they were looking at Frogmore House and also Frogmore Cottage, which could be why Meghan and Harry were like, we're renewing our lease. So could be just me thinking that. But why do they need another house? Exactly. Why do they need another house? So, but anyways, nobody seems to have a problem. No one seems to have a problem. Anne Lewis says, hi, Anne. Anne says, where are the body language experts? They had a lot of talk about ZM. Who is ZM? But I want to know that too. Where are the body language experts? It would have been great to hear their expert opinion on that photo with kids and her kids at the balcony. I know William was part of the horses. I think he is. Someone corrected me in the chat. I think she said that he's a colonel of the Irish Guards. Those people with the big furry black hats who, when they were training, they claimed that they said that one of the horse William was on was drugged or looked drugged. And then that same Irish Guards, that's where some of their guards, I think 5 or 6 of them, were busted for drugs and money laundering just a week ago. Yes, the same ones that's under William's under his authority. Yeah, that 5 or 6 of them a week ago were busted for drugs. But yeah, so he was off doing that, and so yeah, I but I'd love to hear the expert opinion of body language expert myself. When you see them on the balcony as well, it's like you could see the separation, you could feel the separation, so but of course there will only be, their expert opinion will come out, or quote unquote, expert opinion will come out when the Sussexes are there, because that's the only one they want to analyze. Amazing. Mary Hiker. I think that's how you would say your name, right? Mary Hiker? I could be wrong. But Mary says, being William's child with how incandescent he is isn't a good thing. Poor baby. And I'm telling you, it must, and you hear this with parents or volatile parents, what that must like to grow up with a father who is always incandescent. I mean, it's very much documented William's behavior, whether it's also to Kate, also to, you know, his staff, you know, the very staff he claimed to love like his family, because Meghan is a bully and he just love and respect his staff too. But well documented his nasty attitude towards them a lot of times. And so what that must do to a child when they're growing up in that environment. So yeah, it's just but of course there's no outrage about this. There's only outrage about the fake bullying charges against Meghan, of course, you know. So let's see. Theta says, I thought Eugenie and Jack were moving to Portugal. They are, because Jack got a job there. And so what I think it probably is happening is that would be their UK home. So when they come back for vacations, just sort of like how Harry and Meghan have Frogmore. And apparently the story around that is that Prince Andrew, who, for whatever you think about Prince Andrew, and he has a lot of faults, obviously, but he's always out there looking out for his daughters, trying to get the best for them, he's involved them in some shady things, as we've talked about on this platform. But when it comes to house and getting them money and making sure that they're taken care of in terms of, you know, job, and whether it's working for the royal family or whatever, he's always advocating for them. And so apparently he had his heart set on this home for Eugenie. And apparently the Cambridges are, you know, first they were eyeing the house that Prince Andrew lives in, which is a royal lodge, and they were told flat no. And I guess it was a no for you know, for Frogmore. The house as well, Frogmore House as well. So, but who knows? I don't know what's gonna happen, if they're gonna, you know, bulldoze their way and take it. You know, I don't think anybody's living there. I think the other properties that they were looking at, other people live there, so that was a no. So I don't know what's gonna happen with this one. So yeah. Oh yes. Again, if William and Kate have 3 other homes, why do they need a 4th? You know, and you know, if you were to believe what's going around is that the house is actually for Kate because of the, you know, supposed or alleged separation. This would be for her where she lives. And so, and while William is at Kensington Palace. But of course, none of this is confirmed. We don't know, you know, we don't know what the truth of it is. It's, you know, it very much looks like they're not together. But again, we're not in people's houses. I'm not in their relationship. So who knows? It could just be what it looks like from the outside, and what, you know, what they do on the inside is very different. So yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry, Elaine. I think you were talking to Mary H, and I think I just jumped in there, but let's oh, sorry. I'm just like a mess in this with these comments. Yeah, Eugenie will split time between England and Portugal. Thank you, Anne. Yes, I think that's the plan, because they are, yeah, Jack has a job there. Sylvia says, hi Sylvia. Sylvia says, it is truly sad that Fox News have to use such a bitter little creature like P. Morgan to lie about why Harry and Meghan are not on the balcony, while he brings Netflix into his explanation. It's Piers Morgan, so I don't think I mean, at least I don't expect anything better. Piers Morgan, his show is tanking, because, you know, if you look at any of the comments under, you know, them posting anything about it, a lot of their, you know, what I've seen, I saw a post, I think it was Fox, that posted about their about them hosting the show for the Trooping, and I looked at the comments as I wanted to see what people thought about it. And just about all of them were very angry that Piers Morgan took up almost all the time talking about, you know, and his hatred towards Harry and Meghan. And apparently I think there are 2 anchors, 2 ladies with him, and they were really upset that he was going on and on so much that the other ladies looked completely bored, and they didn't have time, you know, a lot of time to say whatever it is they wanted to say. And that is the thing. That is the reason why Piers Morgan's show is tanked. That is the reason why nobody wants to watch him, because he is an obsessed stalker, and people are calling him out more and more and more now. Even his own followers are sick of him. And so that's Fox News. Fox News is, I mean, that's what they, he's trying to emulate, I guess, those crazy opinion people from Fox News. He's just a bore. And so he is a boring one-trick pony who literally is that is his only thing to where he thinks he could be relevant. And honestly, without him talking about Harry and Meghan, he has no relevance, and he knows that. And so that's why he keeps doing it. And more and more people are tuning out because of it. Even Fox people who hate Meghan are tuning out of his show because of it. They are sick of it. And people are calling him out again more and more because they recognize finally that he's an abusive stalker. So yeah, it's ridiculous. But is it sad that Fox is doing it? That is, I mean, that's Fox. I mean, if we're in the US, we know what Fox is. That's what they do. And so, but they're gonna learn too with Piers Morgan that their base they don't care. These white supremacists want to focus on their white supremacist leader in the UK. You know what I mean? That's what they want to be doing. They want to be focused on the Queen. She is like the epitome of white supremacy. That's what they want to focus on. They don't care too much, especially the Americans. They will bash Meghan and Harry here and there, but they want to focus on their queen. And he's sitting there focusing on Harry and Meghan, and he's like, they're not happy. So yeah, so he's losing from both ends. So that's again why his show is tanking. So, but anyways, that's unreal. Hello, Gladys. Welcome. Welcome. I'm happy that you're here. Let's see. Mary. Oh, I just had Miriam, you're up again. Poor little Charlotte is a girl and a spare to boot. She doesn't count. Normally, the thing with Charlotte, she has it a little bit better than say the other spares, because normally what would have happened had the Queen not stepped in and did her lettuce pattern thing that she did, even though Louis was born after her, if the Queen hadn't stepped in and changed things, Louis would have been ahead of her in the line of to the throne. But because the Queen stepped in, the line stays with George and then her and then Louis. And so she has it a little bit better. But yeah, it's definitely, she's, if George ever becomes Queen, she's a spare, and we all know how they treat spares. So yeah. Let's see. Joyce says Meghan wasn't on the balcony, but the Daily Mail, or Daily Fail really, put Meghan in the news with her picture right in the center of the balcony. Yes. Yes, they did. They had the balcony picture at the top, and then they had 3 pictures right at the bottom. The Queen on the left, Meghan smack in the middle with the little kids, and then I think a picture of trooping or whatever was on the side, or a picture of something on the side. But yeah, they put Meghan right smack in the middle. They pushed Queen Betty aside and put Meghan smack in the middle. And again, even their own readers have been like screaming at them, can you focus on the Queen? Can you focus on the Queen? Can you focus on the Queen? And this is their answer: no. The Queen is not making us money. Using Meghan Markle and putting her flat in the center is making me money. So, never mind that I've been lying about, oh, I love the Queen and the Queen is upset because of Harry and Meghan. Never mind, I've been claiming, my devotion to the Queen. By what the British press have been doing, they're very clearly telling you they have no love for the Queen. They do not respect her. They do not care that this is her Jubilee. They are there about making money, and the person who make them money is Meghan Markle. Meghan Markle and, Meghan and Harry, but really it's Meghan. And that's why she is smack in the center. They don't care. They do not care about the royal family. They don't love them. They do not respect the Queen, no matter what they say. Because if you respected the Queen, this is her time. This whole weekend should be about her. And yet all of them, whether they're so-called legit paper and the tabloids, the majority of them have all been focused on Harry and Meghan, and especially Meghan. So yeah, it's ridiculous. Let's see. Sheila. Hi, Sheila Hilton. Sheila said, just dropping in. Did you guys notice how Keen was doing the most to get a camera time today? I didn't. I only saw a picture. I didn't see a video of her at all. I only saw pictures. Do tell, Sheila. Do tell us what happened there. I don't know. I have no idea that she was doing that. So yeah, I only saw the picture of her at the window with her kids, and then I saw a picture of her at the balcony, on the balcony with the, obviously, you know, the family there. So I didn't realize she was doing anything. I mean, again, I don't know. And oh, that's not true. I'm sorry. I did see a video of her when she was in the carriage thing, and I guess they were traveling to wherever that office, the colonel or whomever office where they looked at the trooping. She was in that carriage thing with George, Louis, and Charlotte. I did see that video, but I didn't see any other video apart from that with her. So I don't know. So do tell what exactly she was doing. So yes, very interesting. Church Nelly, great advice to all of us. Please stop reading those trashy tabloids. Yes, please. Yep. And you know, it's so funny with those tabloids. It's kind of like, if you're on, say, Twitter, there are so many screenshots of them. It is like almost impossible to miss. It's just there. It's just like, you know, and which a lot of times the majority of people, I don't think, read the actual article. They just see the headlines. And so there are screenshots of these headlines going back and forth all over Twitter. Especially had to do with Meghan, because, you know, her trolls love to throw that up there. They love to retweet or screenshot their headlines. And so, yeah. But yeah, definitely a great advice. Stay away from reading the top. I mean, it's lies anyway. I mean, unless we want to be lied to. So, yeah. Zenobia. Hi, Zenobia. I don't know if I told you, Zenobia. I had a friend named Zenobia years and years ago. And I don't know what happened to her. We've lost touch. I think I was like, I don't know, in my 20s, I think, that I knew her. Yeah, Zenobia. I wonder what happened. I do need to look up and find out what happened to Zenobia, because I definitely lost track of her. But it's great to see a Zenobia. She says, Kate always look like, unless she is grinning, like she's crazy. She does have that weird grin. It's like this thing that's there in her eyes. I don't know. It doesn't look natural. Maybe it's a natural grin and it just looks weird. And that could be it too. And maybe I'm just weird when I, looking at it and thinking she's weird. That could be a possibility as well. But yeah, she does have that, sort of plastered on, teeth gritted, thin lips plastered on the teeth kind of thing that is just like, that doesn't look real. And it looks painful, actually. Like, your face will crack if you stop. So yeah, let's see. Lydia says, church. Oh, she's talking to Church Nelly. Tina and Michelle have been saying it for years. Yeah, Michelle and Tina have always like, stop reading the tabloids. Stop reading the tabloids. So yeah, it's a very sound advice. Let's see. Who else I have not looked at. Who else? Let's see. Somebody I haven't checked before. Joanne Baker. Oh, I'm always jumping into conversation. Wait a minute. Is everybody just talking to everybody and nobody is talking to me? And I'm not just jumping in and eavesdropping on your conversation, which I don't mind doing, but I'm like a little lonely. I'm like, nobody is talking to me. So sorry I'm jumping into your conversation because nobody's saying hi, fellow. like, you're having a conversation and I'm jumping in. So anyway, so yes, I feel kind of lonely. So I'm expressing my, feelings here. But Miss Joanne says Miss P. Pierce said he was coming here to the US for his vacation and said he hopes to stay alive because of the gun culture. Well, yeah, there is a massive, you guys have heard the news. It's ridiculous what's going on here. But yes, I did hear that he was coming to the US for his 6 weeks. His show is not even 6 weeks old, and he's taking a 6-week vacation because, yes, the show is tanking, and everyone is really calling him out and really making a big deal out of it because of his ego. We remember what he said when the show was starting, that it's going to be Meghan's, biggest nightmare. Well, it has turned into his nightmare because I'm sure Meghan is sleeping perfectly fine. And, it is his nightmare. So, yeah, so I will be surprised if he comes back to that show. And if the show, I'm sure that show is probably canceled already or something. I don't know. But it definitely doesn't look positive for him coming back, because why? I mean, again, there was an article written yesterday. I don't remember. I think it was Slate magazine or something. I wrote an article about his show, and the guy was like, the one thing about the show, his Piers Morgan's ad that he's been blasting apparently all over. It's about, love him or hate him, you can't resist him or something like that. And it's like, people don't care to hate or love him. The fact is, the show is just boring. People just don't want to watch it, And it's just like this loudmouth, one note, no talent person just screaming the whole, I don't know, hour or however long his show is. And it's just like, nobody wants to sit there and listen to that. I mean, how many times can you talk about something woke or anti-woke or snowflake or all of his buzzwords that he uses? How many times are you going to say it? I mean, it's like, even again, the guy has 6 million, or supposedly seven actually, over 7 million followers. His average for his show is like between 50,000-62,000 an episode, and it's just like, your own people are not even following you or watching your show. So yeah, no. Betty says, somebody's talking to me now. Betty, thank you for saying pedal. Now I feel a part of the conversation. But, Betty says, pedal, why don't Pee-wee Andrew give up his home and let Eugenie have it? It's far too big for him and Sarah, and he doesn't need such a large house, especially now he is no longer a working royal. None of them deserve the houses they have. I mean, Edward has a house that is 84 rooms or something like that. Backshot Park. If you guys, I mean, we've done an episode where with the size of his house, and you saw his, literally, it's like a palace. It's a mansion for 4 people. None of them deserve the houses that they have. It's humongous houses. Nobody talks about those houses, but they'll be talking about, Harry and Meghan's house. Every single article they write about them, none of them. I mean, all those houses are way too big for them. But it's his. He's paid the lease on it and all of that stuff or whatever for it. And so yeah, I don't think even though, I mean, not at least not while I don't think he's gonna give it up. I don't think it's his home. I know William was doing a play for it and it was basically shut down. It's like, now you can't have that while the Queen is alive. That's her favorite son. So, and just so you guys know, supposedly Prince Andrew now has COVID. And it's like, look, I may be one of the most cynical people because I'm always side-eyeing people. It's like, that doesn't sound real to me. Yes, it's reported today that apparently Prince Andrew has COVID. And for me, I'm like, what that looks like to me, and I could be very wrong, because, he probably could. I mean, it wouldn't be far-fetched because, like, Prince Charles supposedly has it, and Camilla, and definitely the Queen had it for quite a while. And so apparently Andrew now has it, and it just comes at a very interesting time because, as we were talking about yesterday, the Queen has been pushing for Andrew's forgiveness, including sending out that Archbishop yesterday. Again, that whole thing with that interview was not an accident. That is the Queen pushing for forgiveness for Andrew. And that fell like a ton of bricks. Nobody bought it and nobody was feeling it. And all of a sudden, that just went crashing. And all of a sudden, Andrew has COVID today. And from in my very not believing heart, it's like, that's just very suspect to me. Because that forgiveness thing, it landed with a thud. Nobody was buying it, not even the press. And then all of a sudden, they had an issue. It's like, because all of a sudden, you have just brought back all the things that Andrew did, allegedly did, because again, he didn't confess to anything, even though he wants forgiveness. But you've just brought all of that stuff up. And then so now that is all in the forefront of everybody's mind. Everybody's going to be thinking about that again tomorrow in that church. And the royal family, because all of a sudden they just realized they just kicked over his head and all the bees are all going all over the place. They need to somehow hide Andrew somewhere. So you don't want to embarrass, be like, okay, well, now we've disinvited him because you've already said he can come. But if he comes, that's what people are going to be focusing on. So you had to come up with something where Andrew can't be there. And how convenient that Andrew today has COVID. And it's just like, well, that's interesting. When you're rich, you can, COVID, you can just call COVID whatever you got. I mean, again, that could just be me being hard-hearted and just being, that could just be me. But I just feel like that is just very suspect to me. I just feel like they're just looking for some way, one, to gain sympathy, regain some sympathy for him, and to get out of him being there tomorrow. Because again, they just released the bees and everybody's gonna be like, Andrew. So yeah. But again, if they didn't try this nonsense, sending out the archbishop, then this whole mess wouldn't have happened. And it's quite interesting because the archbishop also now has COVID. So was he meeting with Andrew and now both of them have COVID? It's just weird. It's like, yeah, he's not going to be part of the Jubilee either because he has COVID and he has pneumonia. So yeah, and now Andrew has COVID apparently. So very interesting. So let's see who else is chatting. Let's see. Lucy Wen. Hi, Lucy. Lucy. Oh, she's talking to Joanne. But I like your comment, Lucy. She says no one wants Piers in America. So he needs to stay in the UK. They told about America, but come here to make money. Yeah, that's what they do. They don't care about America. They don't care about, whatever's going on here. They come to make money, especially with Piers Morgan. I would just literally ignore anything Piers Morgan says. Any kind of outrage, any kind of thing he claims he is for, whatever. Piers Morgan is just there for attention. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's just no one cares. His CNN show that was here tanked. He was, when he was filled in for Larry King or something when he no longer had something. But he had a show on CNN at that time. I mean, everything he's done here is tanked. So yeah, there's no reason. His show actually also literally broadcast on one of their Fox News, I guess, either cable or internet channel. I don't remember. And nobody here talks about Piers Morgan. It's just like, if the UK can't stand you, trust me, American, we can't stand you either. So there you go with Piers Morgan and his nonsense. Yeah. Let's see. That's so awesome, Mo. Mo says, I barely have Wi-Fi on the beach, but I tried to listen. Oh, thank you, Mo, for listening. I'm happy you have a little Wi-Fi on the beach. Some beaches are like you're cut off. So yes, but look at you on the beach. Enjoy the sun wherever you are. We are not jealous at all, right, guys? We're not jealous of Mo at all that she's laying out on the beach. So yeah, let's see. Emerald, hi Emerald, how are you? Emerald says, but I'm so sick of the word woke. It's me or something different to me. What is the meaning behind it? They're using woke right now. You see how the British press are using Netflix? what they do is they use words that like an African American that is associated with African American culture. For example, woke basically means just being aware of what's going on. For example, being aware of police brutality, being aware of racism, being aware. It's like an enlightenment is that you're staying awake, you're keeping your eyes open to the things that's going on around you, to keeping your eyes open to racism and, institutional racism, whatever it is. So basically that's the idea around woke, is that you're staying alert and awake so that you can fight back or whatever it is you need to do, or protest or whatever. So that is the concept of woke. And they have just turned it, and basically what it's become is white people using it as the N-word. That's what they're doing. And they're doing it is the same thing they're doing with, now they're doing, especially in terms of Meghan and Harry, they're using woke, because you notice how they always call Harry and Meghan woke, woke, woke. They're doing the same thing. What they're doing is muddying the word. They are muddying it. They're making it literally a nasty word. And so they did this, they're doing the same thing with Netflix. And so notice every single thing they talk about Netflix is they would make up these stories about Harry and Meghan. They're going to come and they're going to invade the Queen's privacy, and how this, the palace staff are going to, ban them for bringing Netflix camera. And they have all these scenarios that they've made up about Netflix. And what that is they are grooming their very gullible readers, so that every single minute, every single thing about Harry and Meghan, they're going to see, if you go on Twitter, the majority of their readers are going to be attacking Harry and Meghan, claiming that they have something, a Netflix camera somewhere hidden on them. It doesn't matter what they do, where they go, I guarantee you go on Twitter, they will have accusing them of having a Netflix camera. And what the press do is, again, they monster, it's part of how they monster people, is that they muddy your name, they turn it into such a monstrous thing, and it's like a dog whistle for their readers. They brainwash them so much that every single thing they talk about, you'll see that word there. You'll see Netflix. And it's the same thing they did with woke. The Republicans here do the same, or the right wing in the US, they do the same thing with woke, 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 woke. The same thing they did with Hillary Clinton's emails. That became such a thing that every time you see anything that they say anything about Hillary Clinton, you see Hillary Clinton emails. They do the same thing about Joe Biden's, his computer or whatever. It's the same right-wing pattern. They use something so much that it becomes so dirty, and they attach it to whomever, so that anyone, all of that, it's to say they are trying to destroy this person's character. They're trying to destroy this person's name. So they muddy these things and they attach it to you. So now anytime you hear anything about, say, Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, you'll hear about his computer. Anytime you hear about Hillary Clinton, you'll hear about her email. Now, anytime you hear about Meghan and Harry, you'll hear Netflix. Anytime, or you'll hear that they left because they wanted privacy, because that privacy thing is attached to Meghan suing the Daily Mail for privacy. So they nasty the word privacy and attach it so that it becomes a nasty word. And it's the same thing they did with woke. Woke that's supposed to be about, you staying enlightened, you staying awake and aware to all the, what they're doing, all the atrocities, all their racism, all of those things, you staying awake so that you're not, say, caught, off guard, or not alert as to what the government is doing to bring down your people, and all of those things. They've made that into a dirty word. And so, so basically when they throw it at black people, so you might as well be saying the N-word. They made it so nasty. And so, it just, but now it's kind of like people are sick of it, because that's all he does. It's like woke this and wokery and woke that. And it's just like, do you have another word maybe? So people are tired of it, so it just, and it's like they have no or they know what it means. They just choose to use it in a really derogatory way. So very, let's see. Cookies and Cream says, why would Prince Android need forgiveness if he hasn't done anything wrong? Great point. Great question there. Because like, if, as you say, you didn't do anything wrong, you didn't know her, then why would you need forgiveness? If you didn't do anything wrong, you don't need forgiveness. Exactly. And again, it's like, when they're talking about forgiveness, it's kind of like, well, he did something, he just didn't, he paid to just be absolved from it. So therefore, forgiveness should be in the package. I already paid $12 million, so the package should include forgiveness from the people as well. And it's like, no, that sure felt like a thud. And then, the priest has to, he kind of backtracked on it and all of that stuff. So yeah, obviously, and all of a sudden he has COVID. So yeah, you go. Jessica, hi Jessica, how are you? Jessica said, so let's see if Sarah comes down with COVID too. Yeah, that would be very interesting. I think someone had mentioned in the car when Harry and Meghan were driving by that neighborhood and were waving, and people were screaming to her. Someone mentioned that Fergie was in another car behind them. So I'm assuming Fergie was in that, wherever they were, that trooping place. And so, yeah, it was because they live in the same house. So let's see, it was like that. Charles had COVID, and then Camilla went out to people, greeting people and without a mask. And apparently she came down with it as well. Let's see. Let's see. Very interesting. They could say, well, we don't live as husband and wife, which, I mean, they said they don't. They basically, they're not married. They're best friends, I guess. And so maybe they could say, well, we don't really live together. So as husband and wife, so we share the house, but kind of as roommates. So that could be an argument as well. So yeah. Gwendolyn Daniel. Hi, Gwendolyn. How are you? Gwendolyn says, she's talking to Sheila. Absolutely using COVID as an excuse. Really disgusting. I'm telling you, for people who had COVID, who has family, who has died, and a lot of people have long COVID, so they have debilitating illnesses because of COVID. You don't wish COVID on anyone. And so, part of me is like, I hope it's, not telling the truth. But if you're not telling the truth, that means you are, basically using this when other people have really suffered because of this, whether it's the loss of a family or have experienced this themselves, to use this in this, it's, oh God, the royal family, just, for his sake, I hope he actually has it. But, again, you don't want to wish COVID on anyone because the devastating impacts of COVID. I'm one of those people who, that's the reason why I still walk around with a mask. I thank God, keep my fingers crossed, I've never had COVID, but I'm trying to keep it that way, because I'm one of those ones that it would really mess up. So it's just, and to think that, or even be put in a position to think that he is, faking COVID. Oh, anyways, leave Prince Andrew. Sharon. Hi, Sharon. Sharon says, Petal, the Queen wants people to forgive Andrew, but allow Harry and Meghan to be dragged on lies. Exactly. I mean, Harry and Meghan hasn't done anything for them to need forgiveness for, but it's kind of like they kind of advocating. It's just, and again, I say this all the time. It's like, how about really talking to your son about, one, acknowledging what he's done, apologizing to Virginia and apologizing to their community, to your country for lying for all these years, apologize to all the people you've hurt, to your family, to, your country, whatever, taking responsibility for what you've done. And that is like the path for forgiveness. You don't get to buy your way to forgiveness. That doesn't happen. And so it's kind of like you want people to forgive, but he never acknowledged he did anything. So what would we be forgiving exactly? It's just like, you're forgiving somebody he never said he did anything. All you did was pay $12 million. And even when you paying it, you didn't say you did anything. So it's crazy. Elaine, hi Elaine. She says, Archbishop Henry has COVID as well. Yes, He does. He also had, yeah, part of it, he has pneumonia. So keep him in your prayers. I mean, you don't want, especially, I don't know how old he is. I mean, but he is, he's a little elderly. Definitely not like the queen, but he's up there in age. And so it affects them more than anyone else, really. Or if you have, an underlying issue. Yeah, definitely, someone to pray for that he gets better. Yeah. Let's see who else is chatting. Reba, hi Reba. Reba says, hello all. Netflix eliminated its whole animation department. They did not just cancel Pearl. The British press know that. A lot of these people know that. They just want to attack Meghan. They will never report that. It's all, they only, because again, they have a narrative, if they don't know, they haven't researched anything. They just know that, Pearl got canceled, and it's because Meghan is fill in the blank, Yeah, it's like they've only kept, I think it's 2 or 3 animation. They've eliminated most of their department. And yeah, they just literally took out the animation department. And, one of the reasons is we're losing subscribers. And frankly, it's, they raised the price on people. And it's just like, you're coming out of a pandemic. People don't have that, what is it, $20-something now for Netflix? And it's just like, people canceled, and then they had to close down their Russia branch, obviously, because of what is going on, what they're doing in Ukraine. So they lost their Russia audience, and so they're going through quite a bit. They said in the second quarter they also expect to lose another $2 million. So they're going through it, and so I guess they looked at the animation and they're like, well, okay, this is the part we got to cut, and unfortunately, Pearl was part of that. I mean, even Anna DuVernay, her animation thing is gone. A lot of creatives had projects in the works, animated projects, and they're all gone because of it. So definitely it's not just Meghan, obviously, but the British press will never report that because it's not going to go along with their narrative, So yeah. And again, you look at the reporting of the US reporting on it and the UK reporting on it, how different it is. It's like they just put the facts. The whole department is gone. But in the UK, it's just Meghan, because fill in the blank about what Meghan is, So H9, woke is to be aware and socially active in your community, culture, and world, having concern for the world's issues, for fairness, racial profiling, etc. Wonderfully put. You so much better than I could say it. But yeah, it's about being aware. So that we can be able to take action, whether it's voting, whether it's whatever it is. But this is beautifully put, H Night. Again, it's woke is to be aware politically and socially. To be aware politically and socially active in your community, culture, and in the world, having concern for the world's issues, for a fairness, racial profiling, etc. Beautifully, beautifully, beautifully said. And that is what they have turned into, this dirty word. And so, we need to take back our word, and be proud to wear it, and be proud to be like, yeah, I'm woke and I'm proud of it, and not allow these people, because again, who would be the person that would attack you for being this? This is a good thing. This is what we all should be. Yet look at the people who are attacking people for being this. Why would they not want you to be politically and socially active in your community? Why wouldn't they want you to be having a concern for world's issues and fairness and racial profiling and all of those things? Who would be the person that would be angry at you for being this, and why? And you see the people that come at you with this are usually right-wing people who don't, again, white supremacy, because when you're woke, when you're aware, that means you can do something. That means they can't control you. That means you will kick out politicians from office and put people in there that can actually make changes in your community. And they don't want that. These are the people who would be screaming like, oh, we want free speech. Expect when you have a free speech, they don't want you to have it, Yeah. So, but anyways, moving on. Let's see. Oh, Lucy again. She's talking to Kenitha. Piers Morgan is proven to be a failure in American TV, so it's doubtful he will get a job there. Yeah, I mean, who wants to sit here and listen to Piers Morgan? No one. No one. If you can only get 60,000 people in your own country, why would another country care to listen to you? I mean, the show is also bombing in Australia. Nobody wants to listen to Piers Morgan. It's like, sheesh. Let's see. Gwendolyn again. Gwendolyn says, I'm always jumping into conversation. I need to look at the first word you say before I click on it to see that you're talking to someone else. Absolutely hope Harry and Meghan keep those nuts away from their beautiful kids. I hope so too. I hope that we don't see any pictures of them other than if they choose to do one with the Queen. Or even if they want to, even if the families all want to do one with all the kids, even that I don't even mind. But I definitely don't want that any, of their paparazzi, any of their, definitely not their tabloids getting any pictures of them. So and obviously they've been protecting them so far. So good. I mean, yesterday we had I think it was a couple of the tabloids talking about, when Harry and Meghan came in, that they came in on a private jet. And, it's so funny because there is well, actually, she's not a squatty, but she supports Harry and Meghan, but she posts a lot of, screenshots of, the different papers, including the tabloids. And so one of the screenshots she posted had like a picture of an airplane and a picture of like a private jet and a picture of, one of the things that one of them posted, they posted, I guess in their article, a picture of 3 cars, and then another one posted a picture of an airplane and 1 car. And both of them, actually, there were two newspapers. One of them I know it's a tabloid. The other one I don't remember if it's a tabloid or one of their so-called not tabloid paper. But then they put it there, and there, I read the screenshot, and then I saw the pictures, and those pictures are supposed to be proof that Harry and Meghan flew into the UK. I think it's Manchester Airport or something they said they flew into. And they flew in on a private jet. And apparently the Queen sent her 3 cars and her private security to pick them up from the airport. So they put a picture, one of them put a picture of the jet and 1 car, and then another one put a picture of a jet and 3 cars. And I'm like, okay. There are no pictures of Harry and Meghan and their kids in the plane. There are no pictures of Harry and Meghan and their kids in the cars. They literally just put a jet and the cars there. And people are supposed to believe that these are the cars that picked up Harry and Meghan. This is the jet they flew in. And we're supposed to believe that those cars belong to the Queen with no evidence, no connecting evidence at all. They were supposed to believe also that the Queen sent her security to pick them up with no connecting evidence at all. And people are actually sharing this as fact. And so I literally had to tweet with like number 1, okay, did you see Harry and Meghan in the plane? Did you see them in the car? Do you even know if these pictures were taken yesterday? None of those things are in, it's just like, how are you going to say that, that this is just as like, are you serious? You have given no connecting evidence that this is theirs. Like, a picture of Harry and Meghan in the car, a picture of them or a video of them in the airplane, something about these vehicles that says that belongs to the Queen. Because I'm looking at the pictures, just 3 cars and 1 car in the plane. That's it. And so I realized, because when Harry went to Polo, when he played Polo, I think it was last year with Nacho, and I remember they were reporting that Harry took a private jet, and they did the same thing. And I remember doing an episode on that where I brought up all the pictures that they put of the plane. they had about, I don't know, 5 or 6 pictures of this airplane. There were people coming off the airplane. None of them are Harry. There are pictures of the plane taking off, I think, of the plane, I think, landing, people coming off, people taking luggage, going to a car. There was a guy going to a car. None of those pictures have Prince Harry in it. Yet, that is the picture that was used to say that Harry took a private jet to play polo in Colorado. And this is the kind of thing that I'm like, when they do this kind of thing, we have to ask, before we share this sort of thing as fact, is like, ask yourself, if you don't see Prince Harry in any of those things, you don't even know when those pictures were taken. A lot of times they would take pictures of things and hold it. And so then they will post it as, oh, this happened today. But a lot of times it doesn't. You know, when I'm posting things, I shoot stuff. You know, for example, last weekend, I shot a music video, you know, I photographed a music video. I'm still haven't posted the photo of Surrette yet, you know? So when I post it, it can look like, oh, she just did this today, but no, I did this like 2 weeks ago, you know? And this is a lot of stuff that happens. So I think we have to be very careful when we're looking at this kind of stuff, especially if you're looking at it from a tabloid. It's like, a lot of that stuff is, you will never find any evidence where you actually see the person in those things. They'll just put a picture of a car. They did that a lot for Harry and Meghan. Oh, Harry's car is arriving from LAX, and all you see is a car. There's no evidence, and you see 2 people in there, neither of which are Harry, but we're supposed to believe Harry's in the car. And that's what they put as evidence. And it's just like, they're not even trying to have evidence. So I'm like, just, you know, we need to be careful what we look at as facts. So I'm sorry, it just kind of went on and on and on there. But anyways, moving on. Hello, everyone. I see we have 599 of our favorite people here. Please click the like button if you know, please. Subscribe if you haven't. Welcome if it's your first time. Please subscribe and click the notification bell so you know when we drop a video. So let's get a few more because, let's see. Who else is... Trish Nelly says, Ruth, Kensington Karen will be replaced. Really? I mean, not shocking, but okay. You know, again, we're, you know, waiting for them to get honest about, which I don't think they will, but, you know, about what's going on. But, you know, yeah. So, Josie A says, has anyone heard about whether or not the Queen will allow Lilibet to be christened at Buckingham Palace? No, I didn't know. I would think if there is a christening, it would not be at Buckingham Palace, but would be at Windsor Castle. That would be where I would think if there is a christening. There's a little bit of a hiccup with that since the Archbishop of Canterbury, he has COVID. So I don't know, you know, if there is a christening again. We don't know if she was already christened or not. But if there is, I guess he would have to have one of his, I don't know, assistant priest people, person do the christening. I don't know. But yeah, I would think if, you know, at least, you know, again, I don't know. You know, I have no inside information, but I would think since they, you know, since both the Queen and both the Sussexes have their home in Windsor, that would be, and, you know, I mean, Buckingham Palace, again, is this ugly building that is just ugly. You know, I think of Meghan and Harry wanting their kid to be, you know, christened. I don't think Buckingham Palace would be where you do it. I mean, I'm sure, you know, the inside rooms are, you know, be pretty, but still, it's like setting. I don't know, setting. I don't see that being a place. I would more, you know, if there is one, I would more think Windsor Castle. At least it's, you know, pretty and a lot of trees and stuff like that. Buckingham Palace is confusing to me. It's just like, ew. It's not, yeah. I don't know. Maybe because I don't like the color of the building. That could be why I'm so biased against it. I have been known to be that way. So let's say. Donnelly Rodney. Oh, again, I'm jumping in conversation. Kate looks sad because Meghan out glamour Kate. I don't even know what Meghan's dress looks like, or, you know, at least I only saw the top, so I don't even know if it's dressed. It could be a pantsuit, it could be whatever, a skirt suit, whatever she's wearing. So I don't know, but I mean, Kate wears, you know, at least I saw the top of what she's wearing, and it's like it looks like from, you know, it looks like a lot of the other things she wears, like this, she wears like, what is it, this like jacket dress thing that she wears, like coat dress, I think they call it. And so again, me and fashion are not the best friends, but that's what looks like she's wearing. So and again, I didn't see Meghan's whole outfit, so I don't know, but the hat, if we're going by just the hat, I would say the hat is, Meghan's hat is better. Definitely outglamorous hers. So yeah. Hey Dale, how are you? um, Welcome. I'm happy you're here. So let's see a few more before we go. Let's see. Mercedes says, I hope they flew privately and detour over the Daily Mail office. They'll like buzz the office. Sussex flying by, like a major Sussex flyby, That's funny. Thank you for the laugh, Mercedes. Yeah, but I mean, again, they're flying with their 2 kids, and again, they are high risk. They put, them, the whole family on a plane. That is too high risk. I mean, that whole plane becomes a target. Can't do that to people, especially if you can afford to be in a, you can afford to fly private. I mean, you have that young a child. The child has never flown before. You never know how kids behave on airplane, what it would be like for them. Some kids, babies could be fine, and others would be wailing the whole trip. I wouldn't want to be in a plane with a baby wailing the whole trip, who knows? So if you can afford, they can afford to fly privately with their whole family, then yeah, that's the best thing to do. That way you protect people on, commercial airlines, and you also protect your family. So yeah. And I think too, that's probably why the tabloids had, because them with the Sussexes and private jets, but they haven't said much about it. I mean, any normal person would understand why they would fly private. So yeah, but don't be surprised if they make it a thing. So yeah. Elaine says Manchester is 300 miles from London. I think that's where they said they flew into, but yeah, that's well, according to them, they drove 300 miles from London. Yes. So thank you, Elaine. I'm glad we have squaddies from London in the Peace actually tried to get into the trooping today, and she got there and they weren't allowing people in. Apparently you had to buy tickets to get in, and she said quite a few people were there and they were very upset. They were really angry that they couldn't get in, and because they had to buy a ticket to get in. And I don't know if you had to pay for it, but you had to have a ticket. And she didn't have a ticket, so she wasn't able to go in. And by the time I thought about it, I asked her if she can, maybe interview a couple of people there to see, how they were feeling. But she said the person that was there was really angry and would not be in the mood. I guess she was really upset and wouldn't be someone would be in the mood to do an interview because yeah, so I guess they were turning away people who did not have tickets, because, and I didn't know that. I thought it was just an open thing, like you can just show up and do. I didn't realize that you had to have tickets. So could be a security thing where they want to make sure that they have the amount of people that it can hold, that it's not overcrowded. I don't know, but I didn't pay attention. Until she said that today, I didn't realize any of this stuff. I just thought it was an open air thing that people should show up and watch, but apparently not. So yeah, so they probably did it for crowd control. Who knows? Let's see. Dale says they're trying to make Harry and Meghan look bad, but it's not going to work. The UK media just come off looking stupid as usual. And this is all right. Before I would not have believed, or I would not have thought that they would be getting so much backlash, and so many people, even the people who hate Meghan and Harry, have been calling them out for, they've just been over the top and unhinged in their reporting. I mean, when have they not? But, now that the Sussexes are there, and people have been screaming at them, like, can you focus on the Queen? Stop with Harry and Meghan. Just stop. Even their own, people that would normally be like, yeah, they've been calling them out. So, yeah. They are just trying to make them look bad. Yep, which is hello, you know. Khadijah, hi Khadijah. She says I think she'll be christened on Friday when they all go to church as a family. Wait, isn't tomorrow? I think that isn't tomorrow the thing where they're having like the Thanksgiving service. I'm not sure that they'll have a christening there. Or do you mean the Saturday when is the horse racing thing? And I think the Queen pulled out of it. I think she normally goes, and I think apparently pulled out of it where she's not going to be there. So I mean, I wouldn't think that there'd be a christening tomorrow in a Thanksgiving service. But what do I know? What do I know? So there you go. Who knows? And again, we don't know if baby Lilibet is already christened. You know, she was born and nobody knew until they told us, oh yeah, she's here already. So who knows? So oh, Miss P talk. She says, I'm trying to tell Petal that news just broke that the Queen will not become attending the St. Paul's service tomorrow, but she is too busy chatting and she's not seen my message. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. I was like running my mouth. I'm so sorry, Miss P Talks. Yes, this is Petal talking way too much, and I am so sorry. Well, obviously we've been on here, so I didn't realize that she's not attending the St. Paul Cathedral service tomorrow. So, oh, okay. Then maybe there is something tomorrow. I guess I don't know. I mean, apparently they said that the Sussexes will be going, so who knows? I will wait for tomorrow to see what's going on. Again, baby Lilibet could also have been, you know, she probably was christened already, but we'll wait to see what's happening. So she was there today, so maybe tomorrow she'll just you know, take the day off and rest up. You know, she was on the balcony twice today, so maybe that's just a lot for her. You know, again, she's 96 years old, so there you go. Emerald says very few people keep a baby a whole year to christen her. Is that a thing? Is there a time, I mean, I don't have kids, so I've never really thought about this. Is there a time limit you have on when you have to christen the baby, or is that just a personal thing? You know, or is that just like by, you know, based on your religion, or, you know, that'd be interesting to find out. So if you guys have an idea, let me know. I'll be more careful. Thank you, Miss B Talks, and stop running my mouth so I can read it. So I can read. So Miss B Talks says the Queen is tired. That is what they said today. Took a lot out of her. Oh, okay. So I guess being on the balcony and all of that stuff twice. I mean, she's 96. So, you know, well, you know, good for her. I mean, the young ones can carry on without her. I think when you're 96, you have every reason and every right to. If you're not feeling up to it, you just stay in your bed, pull up a book, and just relax. So, you know, she can't do it. She can't do it. Good for her. So, and she says Lilibet has been christened already in the U.S. Oh, did they report that? Oh, okay. Thank you, Miss Pete. See, all this stuff I had no idea about. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. She's been christened already. Okay. I mean, I'm assuming that they reported this. Okay, that's good. Bissani says the Duke of Kent looked very unsteady on his feet today, standing next to Betty. Oh, really? I didn't see a video of it. So yeah. Okay. You know, again, they're elderly people. So yeah, I guess if all of them took the day off, I wouldn't be surprised. So yeah. Yeah. So Angela says, Fiddle, I think Darren's doing a show later tonight. Everyone have a blessed day. Be safe. Okay, Angela, same to you. Have a great day. Thank you. Oh, Audrey, thank you so much for being a super sticker. I I appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Oh my goodness. Thank you. Oh, and how, oh guys, thank you. Zara, thank you so much. Let's go. Oh, this is the same as, yeah, okay. That's Audrey. And how Pen, Hen Pal, sorry. Hen Pal, thank you so, guys, thank you for supporting us. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you for your donation. Much appreciated. So let's get a couple more before we jet out and enjoy our day. Dolores, hi Dolores Sims, how are you today? Dolores says William isn't going to let another mixed race child baptism into his family. Oh dear, I hope he's not thinking. I mean, after his trip to the Caribbean, I would hope William would be taking some sort of a lesson on racism and that behavior. I mean, I would hope. Of course, we know, they don't ever learn. So, yeah. But again, I don't know what the things are around christening someone. So yeah, I don't know. So would I be surprised if she is christened already? No. Would I be surprised if she's gonna be christened there? No. So whatever. I mean, for me, I wouldn't be surprised either way. So yeah. Let's see. Oh, just as the reason the christening it has not happened earlier this year, Wills and Kate refused to allow it because Harry wanted a small, intimate family affair only, no press. So Will said no. Oh, I didn't know this. Was this? Sometimes I miss all the stuff. Was this reported? I didn't know. I didn't know this. Okay. Thank you, Josie. Stuff I had no idea about. For some reason I didn't see anything about this at all. So okay. If you put, if you guys, I mean, if you know like where it was reported, I would love to read it. If you could, jump in our regular comments and just drop me a link or something or where I could find it, I would be most appreciated. I mean, I would most appreciate it. So thank you so much. Let's see. Miss B, unless it comes directly from the Sussexes, we don't listen. That's my policy too. I tend to don't, if it comes from the tabloids. I mean, the Sussexes say, if they haven't said it, if their people haven't said it, don't believe it, because one, they don't have sources. They do not use sources. Those palace sources and those unnamed sources. If it doesn't come from the Sussexes, then yeah, no, we don't believe it. So that's why I don't pay attention if something like that's like, yeah. So, but I hadn't read anything about her already being christened, and I hadn't read anything about Williams, saying no. So, but again, I don't see everything. So, if you have information about it, you can, send me a link. I'd love to read it. That would be awesome. Except if it's from the Daily Mail, the Mirror, Express, and the Sun. Those I know. Those I just assume those are lies. So anything from them, no. So if it's others, then I'll take a look at it. So just to boil it down a little bit so much. So yeah. Let's see. Scrolling out a little bit. We get a couple more. It's almost wow, we've been here for 2 hours. Been talking way too much. Let's see, a couple more before we jet out. Let's see. Church Nelly, we need to send you some ice to cool down. Oh, thank you so much. It's a great podcast today, fellow. Great discussion. Still want nacho though. I know, honey. We just gonna have to get you a clone because it'll be too much of a fight to do for Delphine. She's not gonna give up. She refers to Nacho as her Nacho. So she has ownership. Everything about her is attached to Nacho. So the Sussex army could go in for you or something. But we may just need to have a clone. So leave her with her Nacho and get you your Nacho. I think that could work. So whoever in the chat that knows how to clone, give me a ring. Put something in the regular comments so let me know. We can hook up to getting Church Nelly her Nacho. So, or we get it for her for Christmas. Vanzola. Hi, Vanzola. Vanzola says, I didn't see anything saying Lilibet was baptized already. Same here. I didn't, either way, I hadn't seen anything either. So again, we may not have seen any, something. And if someone else has, please share. So yeah. So let's see. Two more before we jet out. Let's see. Maggie. Hi, Maggie. Maggie says, please, William and Kate has nothing to do with the christening. It's because of securities. I'm assuming it's saying that security issues, that Harry was having going back to the UK, which could very well be the case as well, because we know, Harry, he had that, the court review for the security issues. So definitely that was one of the reasons why they couldn't go back to the UK until they were, definitely confirmed that they were getting security that they need. So Maggie saying they have nothing to do with it. Again, I don't know. Either way, I have no idea. This is where Pedal is clueless. So, thank you so much, NRB. Thank you so much for your very kind and generous donation. Much, 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 much appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So thank you for your support. And one more, let's see, one more. Let's see, one more, let's see. Henpal says, Harry and Meghan are loved in the UK. The only ones that are negative are those that are ignorant. I would love to have them in the UK, but the island is too small for what God has, for what God's purpose to prevail. And that is so perfect to end on. Thank you so much, Enfal, because yeah, they, regular folks, I'm sure maybe not everybody, but in a whole, regular folks are very happy that they're there. They're very supportive. There is that very loud minority that has been really attacking, and they're all over social media. And but again, when you see them with people, people's natural inclination is to be supportive to them. So, except that horrible press and their right-wing crazy people. So yeah, but yeah, they're, the regular folks, I'm sure, love them and support them. Yeah. So, and again, I love what you said, Henpal, that, the island is too small for what God's purpose to prevail. And we've seen that Harry and Meghan are global. I mean, they wouldn't be able to survive in the UK because their mentality is too small. The ideas are too small. The things that they embrace are just, they're not, again, Harry and Meghan's, their mindset is global. And so it will benefit more people and them to not live there. They, definitely go back and, they have a home there. But their dreams and their ideas, it's so far beyond what the UK is able apparently to comprehend even. So because they don't understand and because they don't have that kind of mentality, they destroy it, because then it shows them up that they're not, again, if you look at the royal family, they get jealous because they look weaker and they look smaller, and they don't want that because they're supposed to be the big one. But they don't have the ability to do the things Harry and Meghan does. So the only thing that was, the only solution was to just leave that, step out of that, let them be them, let them, do what they do there. And then Harry and Meghan could be in a situation, in a place where they can live their best life without having to reduce themselves any. They wanted Meghan to reduce herself 50%. Why? Because the others are 50% and below. And so now that they don't have to do any of that, they could be and dream as big and do whatever it is they want to do, and then go back every now and then to visit them. And that's the best solution there. So I think it is a horrible path. It was a horribly painful path that Harry and Meghan have gone through to get where they are. But I think that's the path that would lead them to the biggest victory. And so I just, as horrible as it's been, and you don't wish that on anybody, I feel like they are where they're meant to be. And I'm glad Harry, in the Me You Can See, he basically alluded to that. So without, with everything that they've been through, they're in a place now where it's like, he said, I wish I had done this, the 4 years before. He wish he had done it at the start of their marriage or their relationship, whatever. And so, for 4 years, 3 years, whenever they did Oprah Winfrey, last year, the year before, whatever, they did it. They are where they are because they've been through like the fire, and now they're on the other side, and now they can shine. So I just think this is wonderful. So thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. Thank you so much for all your support, for your donations, for did I miss a donation? No, I think I got them all. Thank you so much for all of you who supported financially, just with your comments, with your encouragement, with your love, with everything, just being here. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and hanging with me through this crazy internet mess that I have here. Hopefully, fingers crossed that Spectrum will be here to fix our internet and to give us back. I'm at my wit's end at this moment. It's like, I want my internet back. So, so prayerfully tomorrow, hopefully we'll get it back. So, but again, thank you guys. Definitely let me know your thoughts, whomever I wasn't able to get to here. Definitely leave it in the comments. If you have links to things that I haven't seen or read, I would definitely love to read it. So I'm like that. I always want to read things before I say it, so that I know what I'm talking about. But thank you guys so much. Again, if you haven't subscribed to us, please subscribe to our channel. Please click the notification bell that you will know that when we drop a video. You can also support us by joining our 2 cents group, become a member of our channel so that you support us monthly. Other ways you can support us, again, none of this is, you have no obligation at all. But if you'd like to, we would love to have you. You can also, we do have PayPal, we do have Cash App, we do have merchandise. The links you will find in the show notes or end of the podcast. You'll find all the links there in the show notes. Again, I can't show you a picture of the merchandise because I can't pull it up into this platform on a mobile device. So, but thank you guys for hanging out with me. And I will see you all, I guess, tomorrow. Fingers crossed. It'll be back to what it was before. But thank you all so much again for joining me and to hanging out and just chatting about our faves. And I guess I will see you all tomorrow. Let's see who I didn't even say hello to. Reba, I don't even think, did I even say hello to you, Reba? Sheil, I think I said hello to you before. Patricia, let's see who else is here that I don't remember saying hi to. Fancy, hello, hi, bye. Joseph, bye. Majo, hello, bye. Let's see, I'm like spinning up to see who else is still here that I can say hello to before you jet out. Let's see. Yeah, so definitely said hi to Fire. Audrey, hello. But anyway, guys, thank you guys so much. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.